Before we get into the properties, there's one number you need to understand first because it changes the math on every single listing that follows. In Texas, a $70,000 house will cost you somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500 per year in property taxes. That's real money. That's your cash flow bleeding out before you've replaced a single faucet. In Arkansas, that same $70,000 house, because the state only taxes you on 20% of assessed value, might cost you $400 a year, sometimes less. That gap isn't a footnote. That gap is the entire thesis. Higher net operating income, lower carry cost, in a margin of safety that most landlords in competitive markets have never experienced. 10 properties, 10 acres plus, all under $70,000. In the state that powers the world's retail economy, charges some of the lowest property taxes in the nation, and has seen a 15% jump in outdoor tourism that's reshaping what rural real estate is actually worth. We're moving. Property number 1, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, $58,500. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2,317 square feet, 1 acre, corner lot, built 1945, original wood floors, wood-burning fireplace. And then there's the kicker, a fully separate 1,100 square foot efficiency guest house on the same property. Let that land for a second. 2 rentable structures, $58,500. The guest house alone, once rehabbed, is a second income stream on the same parcel. The main house rents, the guest house rents, and your cost basis on both of them combined is under 60 grand. HUD fair market rent for a 3-bedroom in the Pine Bluff MSA runs approximately $1,036 to $1,071 per month. That's your floor, not your ceiling on a rehabbed product in this market. The honest conversation about Pine Bluff, this is not Fayetteville. City median income sits around $42,000. Poverty rate is real, and this is a working-class market that requires a landlord who prices correctly and manages actively. That said, Jefferson Regional Medical Center is the county's dominant employer, and medical workers need housing. That tenant pool is stable, income-verified, and consistent. A 1945 build in Arkansas means pier and beam foundation. Check for Arkansas sag, moisture in the crawl space that causes floors to slope. That's the primary inspection item on anything pre-1960 in this state. 2 structures, 1 acre, under $60,000. Whatever that guest house costs to make rentable, it starts paying you back month 1. Property number 2, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, $55,000. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2,970 square feet, 2 full acres, built 1914. Raised foundation, new electrical system already in, new plumbing already in, new hot water heater already in. The downstairs is mostly finished. Here is what separates this property from a typical distressed listing. The mechanical systems, the items that destroy renovation budgets and timelines, have already been replaced by someone else. Whoever owned this before you absorbed the hard cost. Electrical panels, plumbing lines, water heater, those are gone from your punch list before you ever walk in the door. What remains is cosmetic. Flooring, drywall, fixtures, paint, upper floor finish out. Those are controllable expenses with predictable costs. You're not gambling on what's inside the walls. You already know. 4 bedrooms on 2 acres in the Pine Bluff MSA. HUD FMR for a 4-bedroom here runs $1,086 to $1,125 per month. At $55,000 purchase price with $30,000 in cosmetic finish, you are all in at $85,000 with a potential gross rent that makes the cap rate math genuinely interesting. The property taxes on this? Under $500 a year. That's not a typo. 1914 construction means the bones are real. Old growth lumber, thick walls, high ceilings. It also means the inspection checklist is thorough, but someone already did the expensive part. This is a value-add play where the heavy lifting is done. Property number 3, Little Rock, South Arkansas, $64,900. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,624 square feet, 1.25 acres, built 1982. Covered carport, small detached garage, fenced backyard, paved road. This sits on the Saline-Pulaski County line, and that county line is a very specific advantage worth understanding. Saline County median household income is $74,156. Pulaski County, home of Little Rock proper, sits at $59,704. This property exists at the boundary between two of Arkansas's strongest income markets, accessible to both, priced like neither. The listing describes it as a silent zone. Effectively, no nearby noise, no industrial corridor, no traffic. For a remote worker, a retiree, or a tenant who wants space without paying Little Rock prices, that's a legitimate amenity. For an Airbnb operator, quiet acreage 15 minutes from the state capital is a product with a specific buyer. Manufactured home on a permanent foundation, that's the full transparency on the structure. The land, the location, and the county line positioning are the assets. It's $64,900 with access to 2 of the highest income counties in Arkansas. The tenant pool here is significantly deeper than the purchase price suggests. Little Rock's job market, state government, the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, Dillard's corporate, creates a steady population of workers looking outward for space and affordability. Silent acre and a quarter, 15 minutes from the state capital, under $65,000. Property number 4, Widener, Arkansas, $65,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1,128 square feet, 1 acre, built 1965. Front porch, gas range, wood-burning stove, mature trees. Direct frontage on the St. Francis River. Here's the critical detail of the listing notes, and it's worth taking seriously. Minimal flood risk despite the riverfront location. In any other state, riverfront at this price point would be automatically suspect for flood zone positioning. The claim here is that this property sits above the risk. That's a verify before you close line item, not a trust the listing situation. Pull the FEMA flood map for this parcel and confirm it before anything else. If it clears and the seller's representation is accurate, what you're looking at is an Airbnb cabin with the St. Francis River as the front yard. Cross County sits along the I-40 corridor between Memphis and Little Rock. The agricultural workforce in this region is steady, and the recreational fishing on the St. Francis draws visitors from both metro areas. A 1965 build in Arkansas is in the lead. And asbestos window. Not a deal breaker. It's a known quantity that goes into your inspection budget. Gas range and a wood stove both function, which matters for a cabin positioning where off-grid feel is actually a marketing advantage. Riverfront access in Arkansas for $65,000. The math on short-term rental potential here is worth running seriously. Property number 5, Locust Grove, Arkansas, $50,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 868 square feet, 6 full acres, 1970s mobile home, partially fenced, wet weather pond, high-speed internet available, city water. 6 acres, $50,000. The structure is a fixer mobile home, that's the full honest assessment. But the structure is not the thesis here, and treating it like the thesis is how investors miss the land play that's sitting right in front of them. Independence County, 6 acres with a wet weather pond, city water, and high-speed internet. That last detail matters more than it used to. The ability to work remotely from 6 rural acres with reliable internet access is not a niche, it's an increasingly mainstream life decision. And properties that check that box are experiencing demand pressure that didn't exist 5 years ago. The mobile home buys you time. You're not buying it for the structure, you're buying it because it keeps the property habitable while you hold, renovate, or reposition. Short-term rental potential on 6 acres with a pond in the Arkansas Ozarks? Outdoor recreation tourism in this state is growing at 15% annually. Properly marketed, this becomes a glamping or cabin rental play with a pond view. Independence County median income is around $56,000. This isn't a deeply depressed market. It's a rural market with a specific buyer profile. For the right investor, 6 acres, a pond, city water, and internet access for $50,000 is a foundation to build on, literally. Property number 6, London, Arkansas, $69,900. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 775 square feet, 1.1 acres, built in 2022. 4 years old, a new build cabin shell waiting on interior finishing. In a market where every other property on this list requires lead paint windows, septic inspections, and crawl-space moisture investigations, this one is brand new. Block foundation means no pier and beam moisture risk. Double pane windows and an architectural shingle roof mean the envelope is efficient and tight. Whatever cosmetic finishing remains is predictable, budgetable, and not a surprise. The location matters. London, Arkansas sits in Yell County, minutes from Lake Dardanelle, one of the most consistently fished lakes in the state, home to major bass fishing tournaments and a draw for both day trippers and long weekend anglers across the entire Mid-South. Yell County's economic base is agricultural and recreational. Mount Nebo State Park, Mount Magazine, Lake Dardanelle, this corridor sees consistent outdoor tourism traffic. A 1-bedroom cabin with a brand new structure on 1.1 acres, properly listed on short-term rental platforms, targets the exact traveler that Arkansas's outdoor tourism surge is producing. No renovation surprises, a 4-year-old building envelope, a lake minutes away, under $70,000.
Property number 7, Danville, Arkansas, $50,000. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1,050 square feet, 1 acre, built 1990, brick exterior, attached carport, gravel driveway, slab foundation. Located in Danville's central business district, but described as feeling completely rural, that combination deserves attention. Slab foundation on a 1990 build means no crawl-space moisture risk, no pier and beam settling concern, and a straightforward inspection profile. Brick exterior means the shell is durable and low maintenance. This property's profile, 1990 construction, slab, brick, sits in the sweet spot where the inspection checklist is manageable and the renovation scope is predictable. Danville is the county seat of Yell County. The same recreational corridor that makes property number 6 attractive, Lake Dardanelle, Mount Nebo, Mount Magazine, runs right through this market. The Yell County economic base includes poultry processing, agriculture, and growing recreation-adjacent employment. The equity play here is straightforward. Kitchen and bathroom renovation on a 1990 slab foundation brick house in the county seat. The ceiling on this market isn't sky-high, but the floor on expenses is about as low as Arkansas gets. At $50,000 purchase with $20,000 in kitchen and bath updates, your all-in number is $70,000 on a property that should comfortably rent in the $750 to $850 range, with annual property taxes somewhere around $350. That NOI math is the Arkansas advantage in its purest form. Property number 8, Hardy, Arkansas, $28,000. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1,000 square feet, 3.98 acres, 1960s fixer, highway frontage, wooded lot, sloping terrain. $28,000, nearly 4 acres, a house, Highway 63 frontage, which in Sharp County is your direct corridor between the Missouri border and Batesville to the south. This is not a dead-end rural road. This is highway visibility. Hardy sits in the Spring River Corridor, one of Arkansas's premier float trip and outdoor recreation destinations. The Spring River draws kayakers, canoeists, and trout fishermen from across a multi-state region. Sharp County median income is around $43,000, a lower-income market, yes, but the recreational draw here isn't primarily local. The visitor economy is the story. A 1960s build at this price is a blank slate. The structure likely needs a full gut, and the sloping terrain means grading, access, and foundation considerations deserve attention. Neither of those are reasons to walk away. They're line items that explain why this property is $28,000. The land, the highway frontage, and the Spring River adjacency is what you're actually buying. Highway visible, nearly 4 acres, Spring River access, outdoor recreation corridor. $28,000. If you've ever wanted to understand what land play with a head start means, this is the clearest example on the list. Property number 9, Heber Springs, Arkansas, $65,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1,000 square feet, 1.05 acres, 1960s fixer. Highway 110 West, minutes from Greers Ferry Lake in the Little Red River. This is the short-term rental thesis in its purest Arkansas form. Greers Ferry Lake is a 40,000-acre Army Corps of Engineers reservoir, one of the cleanest lakes in the country, consistently ranked among the top recreational lakes in the Mid-South. The Little Red River below Greers Ferry Dam is a designated blue ribbon trout fishery, producing world record brown trout and drawing serious anglers from every surrounding state year-round. This isn't seasonal demand. The tailwater fishery keeps water temperatures cold enough to fish 12 months a year. Cleburne County median income sits around $48,000, a modest local market, but the visitor economy here runs entirely independent of what locals earn. The people renting a cabin on Highway 110 aren't from Heber Springs. They're from Little Rock, Memphis, Tulsa, and Dallas, and they're paying short-term rental rates that bear no relationship to county median income whatsoever. The structure is a 1960s fixer, which puts it in the lead and asbestos inspection window. Budget accordingly. At $65,000 purchase price, with a focused cosmetic renovation targeting the kitchen, bathroom, and exterior curb appeal, your all-in number lands somewhere around $90,000 to $95,000 on a property that, properly positioned on Airbnb or VRBO as a lakeside fishing cabin, can realistically generate $150 to $200 per night during peak season. Annual property taxes in Cleburne County on a $65,000 assessed value, somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $350. That carry cost is essentially invisible. 1 acre, 2 lakes, a world record trout fishery at the end of the road. $65,000. The Ozark tourism surge isn't coming, it's already here. Property number 10, Bradford, Arkansas, $75,000. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1,200 square feet, 1+ acre, White Pine Lane, White County. I know, this is not below $70,000, but come on, it's a pretty dang great deal. The price point on this one edges slightly above the list threshold. Verify current listing status and negotiate accordingly, because this is the one that closes the loop on what Arkansas actually offers relative to every other state you've been searching. White County median income is $50,095. Bradford sits between Searcy, a growing regional hub, in Batesville, home to Independence County Medical Center and Lyon College. White County utilities cover utilities. 1 acre with a 3-bedroom house in a county that's genuinely between 2 growth nodes. The negotiating position here is straightforward. At $75,000 asking price, your target is $67,000 to $70,000. The structure is modest and likely needs updating, but the land position in White County, accessible to Searcy's healthcare and retail employment base, creates a commuter rental profile. Workers who want space and can't afford Searcy's prices drive to the price point. Annual property taxes in White County on a $70,000 assessed value? Roughly $350. That's not a rounding error. That's a landlord's margin of safety that compounds month after month. 10 properties, 10 completely different theses, one state that most investors have been sleeping on. 2 Pine Bluff value-add plays. One of them comes with a guest house already on site. The Saline-Pulaski County Line position outside Little Rock. A riverfront cabin on the St. Francis, 6 Ozark acres with a pond and internet access for $50,000, a brand new 4-year-old cabin shell near Lake Dardanelle, a brick slab foundation rental in the county seat,
Nearly 4 highway-visible acres in the Spring River corridor for $28,000. A 4-bedroom across the Mississippi border and a White County commuter play within reach of 2 growing regional anchors. The tax structure alone, 20% of assessed value, often under $400 a year, changes what cash flow means in this state. Every dollar you're not paying in taxes is a dollar compounding in your pocket. The deal that rewrites your portfolio doesn't always come with a neon sign. Sometimes it comes with a property tax bill that makes a Texas landlord set down their coffee.